Hi, it's Audrey back again with chapters 5 and 6 of our DEI Deconstructed book. And this week we're going to be discussing knowing, using, and seeding power and identity and differences. So in chapter 5, there's something that stood out to me were the different types of power and how they're utilized, whether you know that you have them or not, and there was a few things that, more than a few things that stood out to me were um, the descriptions of how power works within an organization. And one of the questions that I wanted to answer for myself is because I think that I have a way of expressing myself that's may not always be a good thing, but for myself, I feel like I'm doing I'm speaking what I think needs to be said. And it says, how comfortable do people feel with the least power in your organization? Feel sharing potentially critical or negative feedback. I think that one of the things that I feel empowered to do and speak from a professional level when I'm speaking to my supervisors or superiors without being insubordinate is sharing, giving feedback, sharing what I feel could be better or done better and in a more efficient manner as far as how we're running things in our organization, how our leaders are taking control or not, lack thereof, I want to say. And so I really have no problem with giving my input on how I feel when things aren't going as planned or well, or just in an instance where I need to think that it is necessary. So I do feel comfortable, and sometimes that's not always a good thing because you can tell by the expressions on the receiving end's face that it's not always you know, uh, invited or received well. And then in the identity and difference section, it says, think about some of the many dimensions or of difference: race, gender, identity, and expression, sexuality. And it goes on. It says, which of these, if any, are linked to identities that I have? Which of these are dimensions or of difference that I think of often? I do not think I look at my identity as very versatile, very chameleon-like. I'm able to adapt to different environments. I'm very resilient. I've seen myself with the highs and lows. And so my identity is just based on my life experience and not necessarily what I box myself into a category of race, gender, or the things that are mentioned here. It's not that I don't understand what it is, but I just never linked myself into a certain identity. I've always looked at myself. I'm Audrey. I'm a unique individual, and I'm going to grow and be as who I am and develop who that person is. And I've never just boxed myself in as uh, identifying as a certain something. That's just my um, outlook on that. And then but the dimensions of differences that I think of often, that I do think of often, that I've noticed um, being in higher education from community college and now to Chapman at a private institution, are race. And I want to say not just from African Americans. I'm just looking at the disadvantages of or the is it disparities? I think that's maybe the word. If not, I will get back to you. But I think that there are a lot of options and resources and things and open discussions about the inequalities of certain aspects of race. But I have seen, well, I've observed for myself, and this is just my opinion or perception, is that the opportunities that are there for others are not necessarily there for African Americans, especially in Orange County. Um, it's a different criteria that you have to meet, or different uh, way of networking, talking, or just a certain way that you have to that I have observed that opportunities seem to be limited in a certain aspect without how I want to say um, point of who you know, what you may know, or how you know it, or what credentials you have to back it up. Um, yeah, I can go on about that, but I will use that for my paper. Either way, I really enjoyed these two chapters. They're really good, very eye-opening as far as the especially the little um, structure and culture chart about organizational structure and culture, ranking them from low to high. I really it was very eye-opening. I enjoyed these chapters, and I am going to use them to kind of analyze my organization a little bit more and deeper, and to see places where we can make where their adjustments can be made, and we can make improvements with my comfortability with giving my unsolicited advice and feedback. With that, I will end this blog, and I thank you, and you have a wonderful day.